Yes, 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 yes. Everybody's coming. It's gonna be an awesome webinar about Mid-Journey. We're gonna get creative. We're gonna get visual. We're gonna have so much fun. Get ready, get ready. If you have Mid-Journey, I'm trying to rhyme, but I'm not very good at that. But if you have Mid-Journey, get them ready on your side. You want to test some things that we're going to do. If you don't have Mid-Journey, just watch. Come with your ideas. If you have anything visual that you always wanted, just tell me on the chat and we'll make it happen. We'll be all live. So that's going to be really fun. Well, I'll start coming in just to make sure, but I'm waiting for people to join. People are joining. So let me show my face in the meantime, and then we can start this magic. All right, we're getting some chats already. If you're in the chat, just give a holla, so we make sure that we know you're there. Give us a holla, and then you'll see me now. Hopefully, can you hear me? Can you see me? Say something on the chats. That could be on LinkedIn. That could be on YouTube. I see some emojis and stuff. That's awesome. That's potentially meaning that people can hear me and people can see me. All right, awesome, cool. I'm super excited. I do so many ChatGPT webinars. Let me just fix the camera a little bit so you guys see me like that better. Yeah, so I do a lot of ChatGPT webinars. This is my first Mid-Journey webinar. Mid-Journey has been my craze for 2024 start. Yeah, I love it. So we're gonna have a blast. If you have any friends who loves visuals, who love stuff, invite them now. Do me a favor as well, share it. Share this webinar right now. Say we're live. I think there's a little button there. You can say join me at the webinar, something like that. Invite people. Don't be selfish. Let's be many more people. This is free value, free content. As you can see, I even got my jacket off. So I'm nice and warm and ready, and we're gonna do some Mid-Journey magic. Aloha from Hawaii. Whoa, aloha. Hawaii sounds awesome. Fancy to be in Hawaii. Awesome. I'd fancy that. Cool. Yeah, I'm not really good at jokes. Like if you've been to my webinars, I try my best, but Glenn Joyander, thank you, buddy, for being here. We have Liza, dear social media as well, and one of our best VAs, Glenn, is here as well. So that's what I see live on the chat, and I'm sure there's another 21 people or 22 people that I'm that on LinkedIn. Say where you're from. Where you joining in from. I love what Fancy did about Aloha from Hawaii. So let us know where you're from, where you're connecting from. Tell me what you want to see today as well. Right? If you've come to my webinars before, they're screen shares. We're gonna screen share. We're gonna do magic together. We're gonna test things together. Some things are gonna work. Some things are not gonna work. And that's what's great about it, because we'll figure it out together. And what I've got as feedback of these webinars is that because we do it together live, everybody says that they're very valuable, because they're very, very hands-on screen share. These are not panels that we're going to talk about stuff. We're just going to do stuff. Okay. I'm still waiting on the chat for more people to say where they're from. Maybe LinkedIn chat sometimes comes to me a little bit later, so I'll just refresh it to make sure that there's some other people that maybe said stuff on the chat. So add your comments, add your chat. I want to see that live. Cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for being here today. We're going to talk about Mid-Journey. I hope you all know Mid-Journey, because I'm hoping that's why you're here. I'll do a quick screen share right away so that we can talk about what we're going to talk about. Let me just make sure that's working. So that should be my screen share. Perfect. I'll put it on my side for now so you guys can see me as well. And that might be small. Make a big screen. I'll zoom in when it's needed. But today we're going to talk about mastering Mid-Journey for innovative image creation. And yes, it's creative, it's arty, but it's not farty. Why I'm saying that is because you can use now Mid-Journey for your businesses. You can use it for your B2B business, even for your B2C business, right? You can use it for Instagram. You can use it for TikTok background. You can use it for anything. But what's amazing, you can use it for LinkedIn. You can use it for banners. You can use it for literally anything. for your posts. If you're posting on LinkedIn, imagery is very important. Any post with an image does better, much, much, much better. So the idea is here that MidJourney is now a tool where you don't need any more stock images, right? And I think that's amazing, right? No more stock images. And you'd go on stock images, you'd spend so much time trying to find the right stock image, and it was boring. And now you can have fun creating your own image. I love it. It's really my 2024 craze. All right, so let me get this a little bit bigger. Please, any questions already? Things that you've always wanted to know but nobody answered. I'm here to answer them. So put them on the chat. I'm checking the chat in the meantime, and let us know where you're connecting from. Don't forget, let's get that chat rolling. Let's share it with other people. Okay. Awesome. Cool. So mastering MidJourney for innovative image creation. That's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to touch into ChatGPT and GPTs a little bit so that we can use ChatGPT to make MidJourney even better. But you're also going to learn a lot about prompting MidJourney. MidJourney is not the easiest image generation tool out there to prompt. 100%. It's not the easiest, okay? But is absolutely the best. It's the best in visual quality, in creativity, and it just looks sexy. I'm gonna say it. Any image from MidJourney looks great. You can see my little robot on the left. I think that looks already great. That's my little robot. I love that little robot, and I'm doing some more of that. Let me just make that a little bit bigger for you guys. Cool. So what is MidJourney? It's an image generation tool, right? It's a model that does imagery. Okay. So, but why MidJourney? I've kind of said it very quickly, but it's rapid innovation because about every week, I think they're updating, and that's really good. Um, that's an incredible thing, right? That they're updating it weekly. I think it's every Wednesday or so. They have office hour on Discord, a community platform where they talk about what they're going to update and stuff. And they come up with amazing updates regularly. I bet you tonight there's going to be some new updates, and the next update is going to be consistent characters, and we can talk about that. Consistent characters is going to be wicked. So the rapid innovation, they're the fastest image gen company out there. The founder, he's incredible. He had Motion Leap, if I'm not, or something like that. I forgot the name now. He had an amazing company before that, and he's built MidJourney. And he used to work in NASA. He used to work for Elon Musk. So some real talent in that company. Versatility in applications. Right, you can really use it for advertising. You can use it for architectural design. You can use it for interior design. You can use it for anything, right? Even fancy you're in solar energy consultant. You can even use it to when you do presentations, proposals. You can use it for images in the back. You can write today. You could say a big hotel with 200 solar panels on top of it or something like that, right? And it's going to give you a great image, so you don't have to use stock images. Right. So some great stuff there. Community collaboration. So if you do go on Discord, you can learn so much from other people. They share their prompts, their ideas, their creations. It's really an amazing community of innovation there. And they have some moderation as well, so AI powered moderation, so to make sure that things don't go into weird places as well, but also that you do get really a good balance between creative freedom and content appropriateness. Okay, so this is not going to be all about presenting. If you know me, we're going to go into the magic itself in a second, but I just want to touch upon a little bit the basics, and I'll get to the real value very quickly. So the introduction, we're going to get started with MidJourney in a bit. We're going to explore advanced features because I think that's really important without making it too technical, and then we're going to also look at how can we leverage ChatGPT with MidJourney. Okay, I'm Tim. I'm the CEO of TaskDrive. At TaskDrive, we give AI-powered virtual assistants. They're real humans that use these type of tools. They use ChatGPT. They can build custom GPTs. They can use MidJourney. We train these people and give them to sales and marketing teams or companies or founder companies, coaches, consultants that can have an assistant that can do all the stuff for them, right? Some people call me Tool-Time Tim. And now my new thing, I guess some people have been calling me AI magician. So it's a new alter ego that I'm building slowly. Cool. So we've said Midjourney is an AI-driven platform. I mean, it's a model. It's an image generation model. The use cases I've already mentioned, about creative art, design, advertising, and marketing is a huge one. Education is also a really good one, for storytelling and a bunch of other stuff. But you have it for entertainment and gaming, so you can even start designing characters. You can do so many things, and you have other tools to actually take your characters and make them 3D models. Many crazy stuff that I don't want to get into now because that's going to be a little bit advanced. Personal projects and hobbies, your Instagram accounts, anything like that you want to make. I like here gifts. I do gifts sometimes and images to people now when I talk to them, and I see something unique about them. I make a Midjourney image and I gift it to them. They love it. They're like, wow, this is awesome. Prototyping and visualization for architecture. I actually built my whole dream home farmhouse in Midjourney, right? And it's just like, that's exactly what I want. So when I get the architect and interior designer to do it, is like, this is what I want to build, right? So I've saved a lot of time and potential resources. We've spoke about it, but the enhanced creativity is making me more creative, time and cost efficiency. It's accessible to all of you, and it's just text based, right? So it's a prompt based stuff. Innovation, we mentioned that, so I'm not going to get into that again. Customization of all the images and so on for your branding and so on. Educational values there, you'll learn so much and you can help others as well learn. And inspiration for artists and designers, this is one of the best things, really. Like, you think of a concept, you're gonna draw it or you're gonna create it, you first can get a version of it on Midjourney. It's just incredible. Okay, so how it works is very simple. Prompting, that's the input, text space. Then it processes it, it gives you the image, and you can actually do a bunch of stuff with the image, which I'm going to show now. And then you get the output, right? I'm going very quickly through this. If you want to stop me, stop me. I know that Fancy mentioned that she just realized that you can use images in your prompt to create a mixture of ideas. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm excited to see what I can come up with. Yes, you can do some really amazing stuff there, Fancy, and you can upload images and so on for sure. And so that's exactly why I mentioned your comment here, because on the left side you can see image URLs, so you can actually feed it images and then give it prompts. And because you feed images, it's going to take that image as a reference material, and it's going to really understand what's inside that image and give you a similar image according to your prompt. So text prompts, that's really the main part of it. It's like ChatGPT, but it's much more complex than ChatGPT, in my opinion, in prompting. It's not as easy to get good at prompting Midjourney, but I'm going to give you the formulas today. And then there's a bunch of parameters like the aspect ratio, which model you want to use, and many other things like the style of it. Like, do you want it to be more stylish, less stylish? And when I say stylish, is Midjourney style itself. Cool. So I'm going to do all this stuff, but if you do want to take notes, and because there's the recording, you can come back to this. Here's an example of a detailed prompt structure, which we're going to do it in a second. But it's usually you talk about the individual object, right? If you're talking about, a man sitting in somewhere, right? Sitting is the action, indoors, outdoors, and the location is going to be where, the time of day, in the daytime. You can also talk about lighting as well. It loves, daylight, candlelight, cinematic lighting. There's so many other things. You can also mention about the weather and stuff, any dynamic elements. Photography style, I'm not a photographer, but you can go editorial photography and so on. Portrait photography. If you use these words, you get, these styles, you're going to get very different outputs. We're going to test them in a second. Cameras, if anybody loves cameras, there's a Leica M10R that I use a lot in my prompts. It's just so unique. But it knows a bunch of different cameras. You can use a Canon EOS 5D. You can use an iPhone camera. Right? You write that in your prompt, and it actually mimics that, which is incredible. The composition, if you want it to be symmetrical, asymmetrical, and so on. Any camera angles, you can put that. You can even put some years, like you want it to look like a 1970s, and so on. A director, it could be a movie director, and so on. The style of it, Tarantino style, you'll see Tarantino style stuff. And I mentioned a little bit the ratio, but these are parameters that we're going to get into. Cool. So I'll get into this so that we don't lose more audience, because I know there's a 30 plus people just on LinkedIn and they're getting bored because it's a presentation. But we're gonna do mid-journey stuff now. Okay, so don't go yet. Okay, so long form, short form, long short form prompt. Okay, there's a little error here. So you'll have short forms and long forms. We're gonna do that now. Okay, so I think it's my time to build. Yes, live demonstration. All right. Even the image in the background that you see here is one. Okay. Um, okay. Eileen asked, can we try to make a photograph from 1930 today? Yes, absolutely. Okay, cool. So let's just, I'm gonna open up right away. I'm gonna open up Discord. I'm just gonna make sure that we see that. No, so I'm gonna do this very quickly, and we're gonna be back on it. Okay, because this happens all the time. Now you should be seeing my Discord. Cool. All right. So the thing, here we go. So the thing with Midjourney is that, especially if you haven't done 1,000 images yet, you're gonna access it through Discord. I hope you know Discord. If you don't know Discord, Discord is quite complex. I don't like it much. It's not like Slack or Google Chat. It's not as simple. But right now, Midjourney is hosted on Discord. Okay. If the quality is low, by the way, of what you see, make sure your internet is fast, because I think the quality should be good. But I know that sometimes some people complain about the quality of the screen share. Check if you do have a setting of also the quality, so you can upscale the quality of my screen share. Okay. um, I hope everybody can see quality. Can I make sure that everybody's seeing it better? Yeah. Somebody say that you see it okay, the screen share, so I make sure that you're all happy. I want to make sure everybody's happy here. Cool. So if you get into Discord, if you do get into Midjourney, you're gonna get into Discord, and on Discord, you get your Midjourney membership. There are 3 plans or more. There is a very small plan. There's a mid plan. We can look at that, but you can find that information yourself, and I can tell you what plan I am on. And the plans is according to the hours that you get of CPU, right, or where it gets actually processed. Okay. And when you come in to Discord, on the left, you're gonna have certain channels. And I'm not using the newcomer stuff, the newbies anymore, but you're gonna get into some newbies channels. And in the newbies channels, you can actually start writing your prompt on the bottom, where you chat. Okay. So here you can start prompting. To start prompting, you do /, and then a few things come up, but imagine, yeah, imagine, yeah, I can't even say that in English anymore today. I don't know why, because I've been using it so many times. I think it's just imagine. Yeah, here we go. Then you write your prompt, and we're gonna do something super basic right now, just to show you what happens. But I don't like it here, because as you can see, what happens is that everybody's prompting, so my image will start getting lost quite quickly. And it's okay in the beginner phase to do it here, but what I suggest is to start your own little Discord space, which I did a Tim C space here. Okay. And in my Tim C space, I've invited Midjourney bot into my own channels. Because I've invited to my own channels is much easier, because it's just what I create. Okay. You can ask me later about how to do that, but you can also search create your own Discord server, and then inviting the Midjourney bot to your own server. Okay. It's not an extra add-on, additional cost or anything like that, and it just makes it much easier. But I'll show you that's also there is an amazing web app coming soon, and I have access to it finally. So let's just do a very quick prompt just to show you a basic prompt. So I do imagine, yeah. The prompt opens up. You have to make sure that you see this prompt thing, because if you don't see that, you're just writing text into Discord and nothing's gonna happen, right? I'm gonna say let's find something. On the chats, guys, you can always add whatever you want. But Eileen said about a photograph from 1930. I'm gonna make something super basic just to show you the basic version, and then we're gonna go into details. Okay, but we're gonna say a family, a family in the 1930s. Okay, that's it. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm just going to send this just to show you guys that even with the most basic stuff, you'll get an answer. right, you'll get something created, but it's going to be very basic because we put a very basic prompt. It's the same thing as, let me just, while it's doing that, get back like this. It's the same thing as ChatGPT. What you input is what you're going to come out as a quality, as an output. Don't forget about that. Okay. The better you get at it, the more advanced you're going to get inputting, the better, the more advanced output you're going to get. Okay. That's very, very important to remember. Okay. So we did get already something created for us. Okay. So what we got is, we got 4 images of a family in the 1930s. Okay, there's not much detail to it. Yes, that's correct, and that's, we did that on purpose just to show you a basic prompting. And what MidJourney does is it will give you 4 images. Okay, if you don't know that yet, it'll give you 4 images. And how it does is, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, right, on the grid. Okay, and why I'm saying this, because here you're gonna have U1, U2, U3, U4. U2 is the band, but here we're not talking about the band. V1, V2, V3, V4, and these are not the versions of MidJourney, but they're the versions of the pictures here. But this is the V, is actually the to do different variations of it, which I'm going to show now. So let's say that, we like some of them. Okay, well, I like 3, right? The hand is a little bit weird. That happens because we didn't give even details. Ooh, as you can see here, there's extra hands, right? Whose hand is that? Dad's hand. Dad's hand is not well, right? It's the 1930s. That's fine. Hands doesn't have to be that well. So 1 is not bad neither. So let's just to start testing a little bit and get warmed up about this, I'm gonna click U1, right? So that's gonna upscale the first one, right? It's going to upscale it here on its own so that we see it a little bit bigger. We can open that up, right? Oh, okay, here's the image. This is not the best quality it can go to because we still have many more options now, right? So when you upscale from this grid, when you have a choice, you suddenly get many, many, many more choices. And that's really your upscale. Subtle, your creative upscale, your to vary it subtly, or very strong and very region. Okay, and then you get zoom effects and a custom zoom, but they're all zoom out. There's no zoom in, by the way. Not yet. There's no zooming in. And as the founder said, if you want to zoom in, you can just crop the image, which makes sense, right? You can do that in preview. You can do it on Photoshop or any other image editing tools. The left, right, top, bottom will add stuff to the image. So it'll make the image bigger and it'll start expanding the image into the direction that you choose. The liking is actually for your own storage in the library. And you can click on web, and so you can see it on the web, okay, and not inside Discord. All right. So are we okay until now, everybody? Any questions, anything? Don't forget to put it on the chat, because I'm checking the chat. I'm even giving some thumbs up to people on the chat. Awesome. So what's interesting is that I like this, and I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to upscale subtle. The difference of subtle and creative is that the subtle is not going to change much. It's just going to upscale the quality to have a bigger image. Okay, but when I say creative, it might add stuff, it might change it. Maybe let's try creative, just since we're here and we're just experimenting together. So I've clicked on upscale creative, and in the meantime, what it's going to do is going to start upscaling that, and it's going to add a bit of more creativeness to it. But the seed of the image, the starting point is itself, right? And you're going to get slightly changes. Okay, not crazy stuff. Okay, the subtle really doesn't change much. It just makes the quality better. It increases the image. And sometimes what I've realized on when you upscale subtle, it'll fix some errors, right? Slight errors, not many major errors, but it'll fix some errors. Okay. So the thing that you're going to see with the Discord bot, and even not with the Discord bot, which I'm going to talk about the other option, is that it'll take some time. Okay, I'm on fast. I'm using my fast hours. It's already gone to 31% at 46%. It's not very slow. Okay, but it's not super fast neither. Right, it'll take under a minute though, right, or just about, and it'll create the image. You have a relax mode, fast mode, and turbo mode. Turbo mode is very fast, but it eats up a lot of your CPU, your allowance. Fast mode, it's a great place. And the relax mode is you have unlimited relax mode if you're on a package more than the basic package, I think, or the starter package. And that takes quite a bit of time, but you have unlimited, so you can do that. And to be honest, you have to be a power user to really use their upper plans, okay? Because they get really serious on thousands of images, right? So here we go. So what we've done, we've got our answer already, and we've got a really nice image. We've upscaled it. It's a 1930s family sitting in their living room, but we didn't even say sitting in the living room, right? And it just decided itself on these. So that was a really very basic prompt, okay? We just said what is going to be inside, who's going to be in there, right? What's that? We didn't even put an action. We just said a family, and we said a era, 1930s. Okay, great. Okay, so simple stuff, but let's get into the same concept but a little bit more serious here. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do imagine again. Okay, that's how we prompt. Okay, / imagine. Okay, prompt, we're going to say a family of 4 sitting in the front of their house. Okay. All right. We're gonna say 1930s photography. Ooh, let me see if this is 1930s photography. We're not gonna get too much into the visuals and lighting and stuff like that. You could also try some other stuff, but I'm gonna leave it here. But I'm gonna start adding some parameters that I mentioned. So we're gonna we want an image for Instagram, right? So I can do this / right, or hyphen, sorry, AR aspect ratio. Let's see if you guys can see that clearly. Sorry, AR aspect ratio, and I know that Instagram is 9:16. Okay, and sorry, between AR and 9:16, you have to have space. Okay, be careful because if you don't have that space, you're not gonna get this. Okay, so here you need to have a space, and that's really your aspect ratio. Okay, so that is not going to do because this is a 1:1, right? This is square image, but I want something for my Instagram. Okay, because I'm going to make a thing for my Instagram. So I've inputted a family of 4 sitting in the front of their house, and then comma 1930s photography. Then I've done hyphen AR aspect ratio space 9:16, and then it adds the V6, which is the version. That's the default version I'm on. Okay, so now we're gonna get a version of this, and as you can already see on the left, which I can zoom in to make sure that you guys can see, we're already starting to see the aspect ratio is correct, right? It's a 9:16 or 16:9. I don't know how you say that. 9:16, I think. I'm not a really good photographer, but I love MidJourney. So you're starting to see that there is a house, right? Because of in front of their house, which is starting to look like a family of 4, right? In some you do 1, 2, 3 here, I think. Well, let's come in. Here we have 5, and there's another one 6. You see, it's not perfect at that. And it's like ChatGPT. ChatGPT can't even do calculations, right? It can't do basic math. It's crazy how it can't. But here we go. We've got our images. Since we've said in front of it, it's quite zoomed out. The quality is low, right? Still looks so real, said Eileen. It does look real, doesn't it? And as you can see, it's quite zoomed out. Is the 1930s. It wouldn't even say where it is, so it looks like the US to me. I could say Istanbul, and that'll be more Istanbul. There's a tree that has fallen down there, I guess. And we see even here we have a little bit more sepia colors, and the rest are monochrome, which I do like this. But let's get a little bit more creative. And sorry to Eileen, I'm not going to do 1930 so that we can get a little bit more realistic with the latest quality that we can get of today. Okay. Anyone has anything in mind, please write it on the chat because we're going to do it live. All right. But if not, I'm going to do something that I actually quite love, and you guys are going to see how serious we can get. So I'm going to do imagine and then prompt, and I'm going to say a Soviet army leader leader, Soviet army leader, walking with his robot army towards, let's see, towards a war. I'm gonna try this. Okay, maybe it's not the best English, but it should be better than that. Okay, a Soviet army leader walking with his robot army with the robot army toward the war. Then I'm gonna start coming here and start putting a little bit more tones, colors, and stuff like that. Right. So I'm gonna put here red tones. I'm gonna say dramatic and cinematic lighting. Okay. And then what I'm gonna do is something that I love to do, and I'm gonna add a camera, which is a Leica M10R. Okay. And then what else should we do? Then we're gonna keep that there. I'm gonna add now a perimeter of AR aspect ratio, and I'm gonna add the aspect ratio to be 16:9 because I want something wide. Okay. I'm now gonna add a bit more style to it. Okay, it comes with a default style of 100, if I remember correctly, 100 or 200. I think 100. And I'm gonna write S space, and I'm gonna add a bit more style to it, and I'll show you the difference. So I'm gonna add 400. So I'm gonna do something a little bit more complex here. I'm gonna do permutated prompts, which just to show you the difference, I'm gonna do these brackets, and I'm gonna add a 0. I'm gonna add a 200, let's say, a 400, and let's add a 1,000, which should be the higher end of the style. So what it's gonna do is actually gonna run 4 different prompts. It's gonna run a style 0, a style 200, a style 400, a style 1,000 of the same prompt. Why am I doing this? It's because I want to show you guys the difference of stylizing in MidJourney. Okay, and the stylizing in MidJourney, so it's asking me, as you can see, okay, it tells me, hey, you know that this is multiple prompts. It's going to be 4 prompts. I'm like, oh, okay, great. You can say show prompts, and as I mentioned to you guys, it's going to do, the same prompt but with the style 0, style 200, style 400, style 1,000. Okay, because I want to show you guys the difference. I'm going to say yes. So I'm going to let that run. It's going to take a tiny bit of time, and I'm just going to tell you a couple of things in the meantime. So the camera of Leica M10R has its own style. So this is why we say Leica M10R. You can do Canon EOS 5D. I think now is Mark 4, Mark 5, maybe. I don't know, because I used to know the Mark 3 back in the day. I had one, I think. And I've added also the stylize just to show you guys, because MidJourney does have its own style. Okay, and its own style is defaulted at 100, so it's a little bit of a MidJourney style. If you do 0, it has no MidJourney style. You can actually call it even raw. You can do a raw image where it doesn't have any MidJourney styling. Okay. And then the more you go, the more style it has. I've added red tones, okay, because I wanted to really see that red tone of Soviet army and so on. And I've added also a dramatic and cinematic lighting. Okay. So we can already see I'm starting to get quite good results. This is fast today. Thank you very much, MidJourney. I'm guessing MidJourney knows that I'm on a webinar. It's so smart. No, I'm joking. So as you can see, this is gonna be style 200. Let's start with style 0. So here, is this finished? We can check here. Fast. Yes, this is finished. I'll open this up. This is the one that has style 0. Okay. As you guys can see, yes, Soviet army leader. It has robots. Right, so if listened to me quite well. Okay, on the 4th one, it's not very robotic. It's more humans, and one is really robots, right, and is leading them to war. Okay, we have the red tones, which is awesome to see. I like number 3 as well. Actually, it's added that, but I don't like this imagery. Do you guys like it? I don't like it because it doesn't have much of the style of MidJourney. And to be honest, in certain use cases like stock images or marketing assets and stuff, you might not want that AI MidJourney stylized aspect, like that stylized concept of MidJourney, right? But sometimes you might want. So I've added a little bit here, right? I've added 200. Okay, So the quality is going to get better. Here we go. So at 200, you guys can see that it's starting to add a little bit of style. It started to really make it really cool, actually, right? It does have its own. It's an artist. MidJourney is almost like an artist. It's an AI artist. Image 4 looks scary with the kid up in the window. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna go back to that. That was on the family before. I just saw the comment. Fancy. Yeah, I can send that to you later. Let me know. You could do some scary stuff. I've tested. I have yeah, I have such scary images that I can't even show my kid because she'll have nightmares. I'll show you that. But I do love that we're starting to get some style here. Where we've dialed in style 200 only. Don't forget. Okay. Wow, you can see 2 is quite nice as well, right? 3 is nice even. 4 is nice. And usually what happens, the first is more closer to your prompt. And fans said, no, thank you. She doesn't want the scary images. And then the second one, it's still there. And the third is starting to get away a little bit from what we said. Like on the fourth, we don't even see the leader, but maybe that's the leader. It's really it's on mine, right? It's on creativity. But I really do like the 1 and the 2. Let's say that I really love 2. I'd upscale 2. Right? I'll just click upscale while we're looking at the others. But we're gonna go a little bit more to heavier styles, right? Here we had style 400. Okay, so let's look at style 400. So this is much more a MidJourney style. Okay, it's starting to dial in its own style. Look at that. Okay, it's forgotten a little bit about the robots. Okay, um, on this one, but the style and the details, as you can see, the higher you put the style, the more details and the more subtle details you'll get. Okay, as you can see, wow, look at that. Look at 2. Right, we said red tone, so our images are very red. Yes, that's correct. Yeah, and then look at 3. I love 3 as well. You got even planes type of things there. You got this guy, which is the Soviet army leader. You have this fourth. Like this is almost like, come on, guys. This is a scene from a movie. If you have watched The Creator, it's almost like that, right? The Creator doesn't have all these big robots, but it has one. If you haven't watched The Creator, by the way, you should watch The Creator. It's really cool. Like I cried twice and I got angry a few times and I got happy at the end, because at the end you realize the AI is not the bad, it's the humans. And I was quite happy because I know AI is not bad. It's just we're gonna make it bad. And we're gonna, yeah, that's the problem. And I cried. Yeah, it was really good. It was really good. I really recommend you guys to watch The Creator. So as you can see, this is really getting good. I love 3 here. All right, so I'm gonna upscale 3 while we're talking about. Look at that. Style 1000, we've dialed in really in the MidJourney style. Yeah, at 1000. Look at that. Oh wow. Can you guys see the difference? I mean, I see it, right? The difference is that when you go into style, it really starts being that details, that subtle details that I've mentioned, right? Look at there's a bit of snow. There's a bit of snow on the soldiers. Okay, it's gonna rid a little bit of the robots. And here, wow, look at that image, right? This is very, very, very stylish. You can upscale this. You can even put it as a poster if you like this type of stuff. Yes, it is mind blowing, and yeah, I can show you some other mind blowing stuff as well. I absolutely love it. I love what we're getting on 3 as well. Right, look at that human there and the robots, and look at 4. Right, as you dial in the style of MidJourney, you're starting to get really a unique piece of art. That's where the creativity starts, right? Because MidJourney is a creative tool, as I mentioned in the beginning. This is why you should dial it in, right? But you can also do a raw image, which I can show that in a second. But on this one, which one do we like? Anyway, I really like 2. I know it's not exactly the prompt that I mentioned, but I do like 2, so I'm going to upscale 2 just for my own sake. Okay, and I'll show you guys. So what's upscaled now is the first version of upscale, so the quality is not really there. Okay, wow, impressive, nice. So I can upscale it. I'll show you guys something. So what we'll do with this image, we'll zoom out 2x. Okay, so it's gonna boom zoom out. It's gonna start creating some other things. We're gonna see more of the buildings on the right and potentially on the left, and we're gonna see more of the floor and the top, and and the sky and stuff. So I've zoomed out that one. I really like this. This is like almost a movie, right? His face is a little bit messed up, but it could be, right. A Soviet army leader of going to war with the robots might have a bit of a messed up face. So I'm gonna be okay with Midjourney today, and I'm gonna actually upscale that creatively just to show you guys the difference. Okay, and I love this one. I really love this one. I really love this one. This is like, it reminds me of Call of Duty, like if you play PlayStation games and so on, it's almost like it could be the cover of the new game, right? I definitely can see this is the cover of the new game. So I'm just gonna upscale that subtle because I don't want to get rid of the image itself. Like I don't want it to be too creative and get out of it, right? But I really want more details and I really want that image to be higher quality. Right. So we've clicked on those and this is happening. As you can see on the bottom, we have a few things happening. Right here, we have the creativeness happening. So the zoom out has happened actually. So let's look at the zoom out. So we have zoomed out, as you guys can see, right? We had that image, we've zoomed out. The quality, I think, is because of my internet a little bit. It should be a bit better. It'll come to be better in a second. Or let me see if I can just open in browser. You guys can see a little bit better quality. Yes, I think so. Here you go. So as you guys can see, we've zoomed out. We have more the right walls, a bit messed up, right? So you got to be a little bit more detailed when you do this type of stuff, which I'll show you. But you're starting to get some really interesting versions. So that was the zoom out feature, right? So it's gonna kind of have its own creative aspect of, here's the image I created, let me zoom out. Let me zoom out. What do I see more? And that's what MidJourney is gonna think about, right? Very interesting zoom outs. But these are okay. But I want to get back into what we were doing. So where are we? We're on the Discord. Here we go. And my favorite one is coming in a second. But before that, this should has happen in a second. Is at 93%, as you guys can see. So it's still a little bit blurry until 100%. And it'll just come now. I do have a few how do you call it, like processes happening at the same time. But here we go. We've got that version. Oh my god, look at that. His face. You guys remember I said when you're upscale subtly, it'll get rid of some errors, right? And it does get rid of some errors, right? Not always. Like I don't guarantee. It's again, as AI is artificial intelligence image generation. It has its own kind of mind a little bit, right? So we still are not being able to control everything yet. But I think that we're all in the urge of it, which is incredible. But as you guys can see, this is incredible, right? It fixed a little bit those also. It put rockets. One is like a ship or something like that. The robots look really good. The guy's face look much better, right? It does look like a Soviet army leader, I think, right? You see the flooring. You see the robots are really good. The red tones are amazing. This is a winning image, right? This is actually quite good. I really like this. Let's go back to our Discord. But my favorite is coming. Here we go. This is my favorite. Look at that. Let me open that in the browser. Look at that image, right? If you've really played Call of Duty, this is the next Call of Duty's opening scene. This is where the trailer is gonna start. This is on the cover. And we didn't spend that much time getting into this quality image, right? But the more details that we could give, the better these images will get as well, right? If you start describing how the army looks like, how it's the floor and so on. Yeah. So we're gonna do a couple more anyways. But this is just gorgeous. Oh, this is gorgeous. Awesome. But I want to teach you guys, no, I don't teach. I'm not a teacher here. I'm learning all these myself. So I share, right? So I'll just share what I learned. Okay. This is awesome. I really like what we've done. I'm going to use some of these stuff. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. But does anybody want a friend? I see you on the chat, Fancy. Anybody, if you do have something in your mind, please do put it on the chat. And thank you. The QR code just happened. You can put it back if you want. The QR code is our website of Task Drive, where we have AI powered virtual assistants. I'm not here to sell, but this is a bit of a soft sell for you guys. Is if you do want a marketing or a sales assistant that is powered with AI, with all these skills that I'm showing, MidJourney, ChatGPT, GPT's prompting, many other tools that we're gonna cover in our webinars. We train incredible VAs, and they work full time for your company to scale your sales and marketing. Right. So that was my little soft sale pitch. But let's get back to where the value is for today's webinar, which is mid-journey creation. Wow. I'm checking on the chat to see that is something ocean related, perhaps a shipwreck even. Wow. Yes, I'm a sailor. I'm a sailor. So yes. Let's do that. Let's do that. I sail myself fancy. I'm a captain, I'm a sailor, so I'd love to do something like that. Actually, I did my background at work because we had a competition at work to design your own virtual backgrounds, and I did a sailing boat, and I put some instruments on the sailing boat, and it was a beautiful sunset. We could try to create something like that, but you want a shipwreck. Okay, so let's see if we can do something under the ocean, right? So let's get back into that, and now we're gonna get a little bit more advanced. Okay, we're doing step by step, more advanced, so you guys can see how advanced you can get. And potentially I'm not gonna get the most advanced I could, but if you do want that, just let me know. All right, so we're gonna say imagine. All right, so imagine. All right, prompt always / imagine. And we're gonna go fancy said a ocean related, perhaps a shipwreck. We're gonna say, shall we Titanic? Can we try Titanic? Yeah, let's do the Titanic. A underwater photography of the Titanic as a shipwreck. As a shipwreck. I'm writing that just in case it doesn't do as a shipwreck and it puts the Titanic. An underwater, let's say an underwater no, underwater photography. Let's just do underwater photography. Underwater photography of the Titanic as a shipwreck. Okay, and let's say something like um, the whole Titanic is seen. I want to put some. I don't think there'll be sharks. Maybe that deep. Maybe there is. I don't know. I'm just gonna add some sharks. Right, tiger sharks around the shipwreck. On the shipwreck. Okay. Then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna add a little bit like cinematic lighting. I don't know a good underwater camera, so I'm not gonna do that. Dystopian, yeah, dystopian would definitely do that. We could add that. Maybe we add that, and then I think I just messed up my prompt there. No, that's fine. A dystopian underwater. Yeah, okay. Of a dystopian, let's do dystopian Titanic shipwreck. Titanic shipwreck. I've edited a little bit. Okay. Underwater photography of a dystopian Titanic shipwreck. The whole Titanic is seen. Tiger sharks around the shipwreck. Cinematic lighting. Okay, and let's get into a little bit of style. You guys seen the style stuff, but let's go into an aspect ratio. So I'm gonna do hyphen AR, right? Aspect ratio, space, and I'm gonna do 21:9. So it's gonna be even wider than a 16:9. Okay. Then I want to add style for sure. And just to show ourselves a little bit the difference of styles without going too crazy, we're going to do a 500. We're going to do a 1000 style. Okay. And I want to show you guys something a little bit different. I'm going to add something we call chaos. Okay. So it's hyphen C. Did I add that? Yeah. Hyphen C is going to add chaos. What is chaos? Is the difference of the grid, right? You have the grid of four images that it comes. The more chaotic, the more the images in the grid is going to be different than each other. Right. And just to show you guys what I'll do as well is I'll do a few different chaos as well in that. Okay, so I'm going to do chaos, and I'm going to do chaos is going to be this time. Do we have space there? Uh, there we should not need space. We need space there. Here we go. Yeah, no, we need space there, and we need space here. So be careful with the spacings, because if not, you're gonna get errors, by the way. But you'll figure it out very quickly. So we're gonna do chaos. We're gonna add a 5 chaos, and let's add, just to show you the difference, a 50 chaos. I think chaos can go up to 100. So we're gonna enter that. All right. So since we've done a few different ones, we're gonna get 4 prompts, right? Because we're gonna get a style 500, a style 1000, and then we're gonna have a chaotic 5 and a chaotic 50. Okay, so the difference of the grid. So it's processing the job, and it's done 3 already. It should do 1 more in a second. I think it's going to process it there, and then we're going to get 4 different grids of images. Okay, so just to recap very quickly, is the important things for you guys is, if you go very basic prompting, like the family 1930s photography, you get something simple where you're not controlling much of it. When you start saying, in front of a house, 4 people, 4 people wasn't the best thing, because it still can't do multi things really well, but it's getting better. It was quite good, right? And we did the aspect ratio. AR is an aspect ratio, because if not, it defaults to 1:1, and we don't want 1:1 square images. You might want it for a reason, but usually we want 16 by 9 if we're going to use it on LinkedIn. We're gonna want 9 by 16, 916 for Instagram. 21:9 is what we're doing now, because we want it to be a little bit wider, a bit more cinematic, right? Usually 16 by 9 is good cinematic, but 21:9 it gets even more cinematic. Right, so the aspect ratio is important, but I think that one of the game changers, right, or especially in MidJourney, it's his own style, right? And MidJourney is the most creative, most stylish image gen tool out there. You can use doll E3 inside ChatGPT if you have ChatGPT Plus. Maybe in the free version they have it now, I'm not sure. But it's not very stylish. And you could say it's stylish, you can go cartoon, you can go different things, but Midjourney has his own incredible style, and I think that's what is wow. I'm sure you guys seen the announcements of Sora by OpenAI for video, text to video. It's gonna be good, but Midjourney is going to come into text to video very soon. So get the hang of Midjourney now, because soon you're going to be able to do this, but videos of it. And I can't wait for that. 2024 is going to be even more exciting than 2023. And also, yeah, I'm having a son in May, so that's exciting. But I think that text to video is going to be super exciting as well. It's up there in excitement, maybe. But let's get to that. So the style is very important, right? So don't forget to add style to it. So hyphen s space, and then a number from 0 to 1000 or 2000. I double check, but I use usually 400, 500, 6, 800. These are really great places. 1000 sometimes is too stylish. But 400 is one of my favorites. I always try a S400, a style 400. Let's see. So the first one that we're gonna look at, let's look at the one that we have. What did we do here? Okay, so we've done an aspect ratio. Did we do a 7:3? Oh, okay, so 21:9. Yeah, it becomes 7:3. Smart. So we're gonna look at the chaos. So the small chaos. So this is chaos 5. Okay, and this is style 500. Right. So we can see the Titanic, a shipwreck. We see some sharks around it, right? Fancy, I hope you're still here, because this was your beautiful idea, right? Let me just open it up a little bit better. All right, so we have that. There is even a city or something like that. We're funny. It just added a bit of that. I don't know what it's added, but here we have a little bit more just the ship itself. We're starting to see tiger sharks a little bit more. Amazing stuff I see here, right? On 3, again, we see one shark. Is it a tiger shark? Kinda, yeah. It's a bit tigery. Beautiful image, by the way. And then, but look at that 4. You can even see some lights. I don't know where it decided. It's putting life inside it. People are still living inside it, right? It's just beautiful. I mean, I love 1, but 2 is also magical. But you can see that they're all quite similar-ish, right? The composition and stuff is similar. Why is it similar? Because we've not gone on chaos much. We've done a bit of chaos, so we do have a little bit different angles and so on. So we have chaos 5, okay, But now you're gonna see a little bit of difference on the same style, 500, but chaos 50, right? Now you can see it's really gone chaotic, meaning they're very different from each other, right? So on one, we have this rusty Titanic on the bottom, but it's funny because you can see the water surface a little bit. Two, you can see that it's very, very different. You know, it's not even, yeah, it's not very Titanic-y, to be honest, or maybe I used to know the Titanic quite a bit because there was a game back in the day where you could dive into the Titanic. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but it was a very old game. It's a really shitty game, but it was one of the best games. The three, you can see that because of the chaos in the grid, the images are very different than each other. And as you can see on three, we're getting much more colorful. You know, half of it or some part of it is gone. It's not very the Titanic. Wow, look at that. It's gone. It'll go chaotic and it'll start interpreting stuff. It's added itself like a shark tail. So now apparently the Titanic is a shark tail, right? So the more chaotic you go, the weirder they get from each other. One is the closest to your prompt. Two, three, four gets even more further from your prompt, which is fun. I don't use chaos that much because I do have things in my mind that I want. Yeah, flying sharks. Yeah, so it is weird. I mean, it made the Titanic a shark, right? So the back of it is a tail. Is crazy. And so it'll do its own interpretation, right? So add some chaos if you want to have fun. If you don't know what you really want, and you just want to see a little bit more weirdness, and you want to get inspired, dial up the chaos. The more you dial up the chaos, the weirder it's going to get. The funner it's going to get, maybe. But usually I do a lot of images for our social media associate, or I'll do images for our content writer for blogs and stuff like that, instead of stock images. Then I'll go very much no chaos, right? Chaos 0. So chaos default is 0 anyways. So if you don't write hyphen hyphen c space something, a number from 0 to 100, then you're not going to get chaos. You're going to get 0 on default. And the more 0, the more, I'm going to say accurate, but it's not the right word, but the more your vision starts showing, right? And it doesn't go very separate and crazy, if that makes sense. Yeah, cool. Awesome. So uh, we have some images on the overlay. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I just got an internal note, so we could get some overlays. Okay, so we have one overlay at the moment live, and that overlay is a girl on a laptop, is an assistant on a laptop working. You potentially don't see me now, and you see that image. We have another one as an assistant looking at to-do items on a whiteboard. With a little bit of lighting from the right side and stuff like that. So these are really great at stock imagery. Another one, look at that. A woman or a girl working in front of a laptop, has some to-do items as well. So it's really good at this type of stuff. This is my favorite, the robot army. This is my favorite Soviet army leader, robot army stuff. It has a suit, it's business. I did this. I love this image. I use it a lot now. It's the original concept. This one was from my daughter. There's a unicorn and my daughter's future, I guess. As a blonde girl with slightly blue eyes. And she loved unicorns, and that's how I really look at that one. This is a cartoon version of my daughter with a unicorn. We bought her a pink little unicorn, and she loved it. And I started to make these images, and she's like, "Wow!" So this is where really the magic comes in, right? We're back into our Titanic. Thank you very much for those overlays to my incredible assistant, Eileen Malen. Cool. So let's get back into our Titanic. So our Titanic, as you guys see, that's what we were talking about. The style here is dialed up. We've dialed up the style at 1000, right? When we dial up at 1000, we're really getting these more dramatic feelings. We're getting this beautiful imagery. This is where MidJourney really starts shining through. It's not raw items, it's more MidJourney's interpretation of our prompt. I love the style when you dial up the style. Dial up the style. That's where you're gonna really have fun with MidJourney. Dial it up, dial it less. See the difference, right? I'm so excited about this webinar. I know we're at the end of it, but I'm gonna keep continuing. If you guys want to hang out, because this is just beautiful stuff happening, right? And look at that. The second, ooh, this looks great. The tiger sharks are here. It's very stylish. You might say, oh, it's not very quality because we haven't upscaled it, right? So we can upscale it more. The more upscale, the better the quality will get. I'll do a couple of them. On three, I don't know these lights. I don't know why it decides to have some lights and there's like something happening. It was fun, but as you can see, it's getting away from it because it has chaos 5. Right? If we didn't have any chaos, it would be 0. It'd be much closer images to each other. But we still have a little bit of chaos, right? The angles are changing, the colors are changing a little bit, things like that. And then, as you can see, let's get into where we have chaos 50. Was that the one? No, so that was chaos 5 here. Chaos 50 is starting to get a little bit more chaotic again. Um, you know, uh, they're different than each other, but the angles are a little bit more similar, maybe. Let's see. No, they're quite more different. And you can see that here, we have the sharks became yellowish, there's a bit of algae. 2 starts having like this lighting again. 3 and 4 are different. So you're getting really much more different versions of your imagination. Yeah, and that's really where it's interesting to dial up the chaos. But just to show you a little bit of the quality of these images, because I know that we didn't get the best quality, but I have a favorite. Where's my favorite? I like 4, but the water is not, it shouldn't be there. So if you want to go a little bit more realistic, I like 3 is nice as well, but 1 is interesting with this world, but let's go back to our first ones. I like 1, right? 1 or 2 is really nice, isn't it? I think 2 is really nice, right? So let's just upscale to. We'll click on upscale. It'll give me a quick version of its upscale, right? So it just extracts it from the grid. And then I have the options again, the upscale, subtle, creative, the variations that we can do. Region is very interesting if you want to change something. I'll just show you very quickly, but I'm not going to tap into it. Maybe on another more advanced webinar. You can actually select an area, right? So you can start selecting an area and you can rewrite something on the prompt and it'll just change that area. This is very interesting, right? I think you can do it a little bit better when you do it here. Oh yeah, so if you do this, you can start selecting just, let's say, the ground, and you wanna put algae instead of this ground, but you wanna keep the Titanic shipwreck. So you could do this, and you can prompt it again, and it's gonna keep that wreck, and all these selected areas is gonna be a new generation of whatever you had in mind. Okay, so that's very, very interesting. But again, you're doing a marketing campaign and you want a visual. MidJourney is your best buddy for this. Stock imagery. I think stock imagery libraries, in my opinion, should be dying very soon because you were paying a bunch of money for images that were okay and they're not exactly what you were looking for. But now you can really dial in what you have in your imagination and have that as an image, as original image, right? And that's you can use it. You can commercially use it. All right. So anybody wants to see anything else about this, let me know. If not, I'm going to show you what's coming next. Because Discord is fun, but in my opinion, is not the best place for this because it's a bot. It's on the chat. It's a little bit annoying, to be honest, right? If you've done 1,000 images, which I did that for you guys yesterday, I passed the 1,000 because I was at 800 something. Because I had to pass the 1,000 to be able to show you guys what's next. And what's next is really the MidJourney web app. And the web app is beautiful, right? Because on the web app you do have a gallery of other people, so you have a few tabs, right? So it's the MidJourney Alpha, right? It's not even beta yet; it's on Alpha, and you have Explore, you have Create, Archive, and Rating Images. Okay, rating images is easy. Is you can help the MidJourney team decide what direction the model should start going. So if I click on Rate Images, I can rate these images. Which one do I prefer? I really like that actually. You can start doing this when you want to have fun. I did this in bed last night. It's midnight. I couldn't sleep, and I was like, let me rate some images. The more you rate, you get some credits and stuff like that, which is really fun. And you get really inspired. I think that's really cool. The inspiration. You guys can see the things that it can create, right? And really, it does inspire you when you look at these. And you learn. You see a little bit the prompt on the bottom and so on, right? And you're helping direct the model, right? So the archive is where all my images are, and you guys can see I've done some really fun images. I mean, like, this is so cute. This is so cute, right? So I've been practicing a lot how to do images, of course, for you guys and for myself. And there's a lot of stuff for our blog. I'll show you guys. There's a lot of stuff for interior design because I think it's one of the things that I'm really enjoying a lot. It's my daughter and my future son. This is for our blogs. So for our blogs that you saw the overlays, this is a marketing team studying a brand's logo. I have a bunch of these. We use these on our blog. So if you go to our blog, all the new stuff is not stock images; they're Mid-Journey images. And I wanted to learn this for you guys, one, and for ourselves. And we're training our VAs now, our virtual assistants, so that they can do this for our clients. And our clients are lucky because they get these people that has all these amazing skills. So let me just go back a little bit, like show you some crazy stuff. This is a gecko on fire. It's a fantasy creature and stuff like that. You can really get, this was my daughter the other day. She was in a playground, and I wanted to imagine that, but better. You wanted to do a project where you wanted to create a space for kids. This is your best bet. I wanted to do a character of my old dog that passed away sadly. So that was one of the ideas. Doing some imagery from our website. This was really fun. This was really fun. Yeah, that's really fun. Let me see if I have the original. Here we go. That's the original prompt: blonde baby in parachute pack, skydiving, good weather, a selfie shot. Like I don't think any baby is gonna skydive. So you can really imagine. You're not gonna find that in most stock imagery, but you're gonna find it in Midjourney. You can do whatever you want in Midjourney. All these stuff. This is really cool. Yeah, this is really nice as well. I love this. It's actually really cool. Yeah, I forgot about that one. So yeah, so these are really, really, really cool imagery, really cool things you can do. But just to go back a little bit on what I'm showing you guys right now, you guys remember maybe there was this artist that was doing these images of a dog catching treats. And I was like, oh, I just remembered that one night in the middle of the night, like just before bed, and I was like, oh, I want to try that myself. And I started to do these dogs that were trying to catch their treats. It was really fun. So you can do, you can be an artist if you want to nowadays. I've always wanted, and I'm not really good at that. And so I've been able to do stuff like that. You're gonna have images that are really crap as well. But look, this is for our blog. This is really nice for our blog. There's a bunch of this type of stuff. Here, I'll show you a couple more of stuff that I'm really proud of. This is like Hagia Sophia. It's a mosque in Istanbul, and I was able to imagine that. This is just gorgeous stuff. It's stunning stuff, right? And yeah, so there's so many other use cases that you guys can have. I try to do myself. It looks a bit like me, but it also looks like our head of operations, Oliver, if he's here. He'll laugh. So it's in between us kind of thing. I haven't been able to get me really perfectly yet, but consistent characters is a feature that is coming soon on Midjourney. So when that comes, you're going to be able to really create a character and keep using that character a little bit more. I mean, I can use this character. I created that character. I can get quite close to that character all the time, but it's not perfect yet. Right. So yeah, Eileen tagged Oliver. And then this was like the background stuff I was telling you guys about. So yeah, you can do a lot of stuff. I was doing a character for my daughter, and a lot of stock images. So we don't need stock images anymore for any of the blogs. Anybody asks blog stuff, I have it in my for my team. Anyway, so the idea here is that's the archive. So that's your own archive. All the stuff that we've done today is under today. You can access them. But what's really cool here is that you have the new create space, right? So this is only if you've done over 1,000 images at the moment. Um, and as you can see on the top, I can just write it here, so I don't have to be on Discord. Discord can be annoying. So here, when I start writing a prompt, what's great is that you have the parameters, and they're this way, so you can actually start knowing a bit better what image size you want to do. You want to do that, you want to do a bit more portrait, a bit more square, a bit more landscape. Do you want to add some stylization? As I mentioned to you guys, it's from 0 to 1,000. Great, I remembered correctly. The weirdness is what weirdness. We didn't touch on weirdness. It gets really weird. I don't do it that much. It's from 0 to 3,000. You guys can try it. It's a hyphen W space 0 to 3,000. One of the numbers. It just gets super weird. But sometimes it's good to dial in a tiny bit of weird. And you might ask why. It's because some of the images if you're doing people especially, you'll see that they're very AI. They look very AI. They're picture perfect. It's like, wow, stunning, right? They've been photoshopped almost. Like it just looks too stunning. But if you add a little bit of weirdness, you'll start getting more realistic people. You'll start getting more pimply. You start getting a little bit more not perfect skin and stuff like that. So weirdness is good for that. I don't use it much. And variety here is what we call chaos in when we're prompting. So 0 to 100. And I mentioned the speed. So you have relax, you'll have unlimited in some of the packages, and fast turbo, they'll be always limited. And standard will have the MidJourney style. Raw won't have MidJourney style. But we're also adding that style, or where the aesthetics of it, we can dial the aesthetics of it here. And it's incredible because you can just write it here and then add your parameters, and you can start generating images here. What makes it really cool here as well is that you can choose an image. So let's say that we love that Titanic, and on the bottom right I can use the image, and I'm even going to use the style if you want. So it adds those two images into my prompt, right? So that the image is used as a source, and the image is also used as a source of style. So we're going to get similar stuff. You can even click here on prompt, and you'll get the prompt back. And then you have all that stuff that I mentioned to you guys. The zooms, the stuff that you've seen on Discord. I think this is the future. This is what everybody's going to get access to very soon. Okay. So they're building up towards that, so that you guys can have this web app instead of Discord bots. So because Discord bot is very technical, it's not the best place. I do agree. But yeah, check it out. Check the Explore. I just started to check the Explore, and you start seeing some really crazy images, and you can think of the prompts. You learn so much more about MidJourney by checking other people's work, and there are some really great work. If you're in photography, if you're in fashion, you could just do this and then change it with your t-shirt, so you don't even need models anymore. Wow, I just thought about that as I'm speaking to you guys. If you're in e-commerce, anything like that, you want some images and stuff, it's your go-to tool, to be honest. And yeah, we have AI powered VAs that will do this for you. So anything that you need, they'll do it for you guys at the task drive. Just going back very quickly to make sure that we're finalizing everything that we had. Let's look into this. We've done our live demonstration. Thank you. There's a QR code on the bottom. So yeah, it was your ideas, my build, which we've already done that. So just refine, brainstorm ideas, craft your prompt with ChatGPT. We didn't tap into ChatGPT, which is sad. We do have a few people still here. Maybe I can tap into it very quickly. If you don't know how to prompt it, and you're a little bit worried, and oh shit, I can't prompt it. Sometimes I use this myself because I want to go quick. There's a really good GPT in ChatGPT called MidJourney Prompt Generator V6, right? You can find it on the GPT library of ChatGPT. And here, you can put anything. I can say, that's right, an incredible image of the Titanic. Yeah, so I'm just gonna add that. Something very easy. and it's going to start really creating a prompt for it, and it's going to create multiple prompts. This is, to be honest, how I start learning prompting, because you're going to get a bunch of different prompts. I think 4 or 5. Here you go. You get the prompt one, a photorealistic image of the Titanic majestically sailing on the open sea, sunlight glinting of its white and black hull. The ocean is calm with gentle waves reflecting the clear blue sky, created using high resolution photography, dynamic lighting, precise detailing, vivid colors, and so on. It gives everything. Let's just pop that in there in the meantime while we're looking at the prompts so that you guys can see that. I'm going to do a new one, and I don't want these. So I'm just going to add that here, and I'll do a bit of parameters. I'm going to put some stylization because I like style. As you guys know, we're going to do a 2-1, and we're going to leave that there. And then I'm just going to enter that in the meantime while we're looking, and it's going to do that job, right? So that job is now being done here. In the meantime, I'm going to get back to my ChatGPT just to show you guys the different prompts I've created. I've created 5 of them. Prompt 2 is, it's different. It's a striking sunset view of the Titanic, the silhouette of the ship, blah, blah, blah. Right. So a lot of things, and created using dramatic light, color contrast, silhouette technique. Right. So you learn so much. Sarah, does Copilot free offer that? Good question. There might be. Are you able to have different Copilots, like different versions of it already on Copilot? I think they started that. So check if they on the store they have a free version of Copilot that is trained on this, because this is a GPT that is trained on creating MidJourney prompts, right? But Sarah, what you could do, a thing that I'd do if you want, if you really want, is to train your own Copilot chat on doing prompts for you for MidJourney, right? You can also find a bunch of other MidJourney generators out there if you just Google it. But this is the one that I use on ChatGPT. It's a really good one. I mean, it's quite good. But when you get good at prompting yourself, you do enjoy prompting it. But when I want some quick stuff, this is really where I come in. I'm glad that helped. I mean, I couldn't give you an exact answer about Copilot, sorry, because I'm more of an OpenAI. I mean, I know that's Microsoft and OpenAI doing it together, but at the moment I'm still at ChatGPT. I do have Copilot, but ChatGPT does it for me. As you guys can see, some other ones, right? So you have 5 prompts: mystical night mood. 4 has, what does it have? Suspenseful atmosphere. 5 has peaceful ocean setting, right? So these are some details. So you can test all of them separately and see what you get as results. Just before finalizing, let's see. Boom! Look at that. So that was the prompt that we got from the ChatGPT, GPT, right? And we got this incredible image already. So I could just do a creative upscale. I click on that in the meantime. We got 4 of those. You can see this one is really cool as well. Wow, look at that. So this is just very quickly. The quality is very poor here. You have to upscale it quite a bit, I reckon. But very quickly, you can get some prompts if you're not very good at prompting, or you don't want to prompt at the moment. It's also incredible for you to learn, right? And really, for me, it's been a really good tool to learn. But I do like to prompt myself a lot now. Cool. So we've talked about that Q&A, and back to Task Drive's website. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, put them on here. There's still a bunch of people live. Thank you very much. It's been an hour and 20 minutes. Not the longest webinar, because I can go on and on. But yeah, if you like what you see, and you want these skills, follow me, follow Task Drive, because we share a bunch of stuff like that. But if you do want somebody to do this for you in your business, in your marketing team, you've always wanted a graphic designer or a designer, but it costs you a lot of money, and you're like, I don't want to hire someone full time, and I want them to do even different stuff, like outreaching and lead research and editing your podcast, your videos and stuff. So that's what our VAs do. Our virtual assistants, they help you in many, many different systems, we call them. You can call them tasks around marketing and sales, but they're step-by-step systems that we've designed to help you grow your marketing and sales. That's what we do. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much. This is awesome. Uh, I love it. I love it. I'm just double checking, making sure everybody's questions are answered. Thank you very much, guys. Fancy, thank you very much for your engagement, and everybody else. Sarah, awesome stuff, and everybody else. Don't forget to check out Task Drive. And if you want to learn more and you like LinkedIn and stuff, follow me, Tim Checker. I share a bunch of this stuff. That was fun. Thanks. Cheers. Yeah, awesome stuff.